Hey guys, thanks for joining me for some moments of mindfulness today. So let's recap what we know about the brain thus far. We know about the hippocampus. That's the part of our brain that stores our memories. We also know about our amygdala, which is our security guard. That's the part of our brain that notifies us when we might be in danger. And then finally, we know about the prefrontal cortex, which is our thinking and learning brain. That's like our wise old owl, and that's the part of our brain that we're using anytime we're paying attention and being mindful. So our amygdala is really important because it alerts us when we're in danger. However, sometimes it can get us into trouble because our amygdala doesn't know the difference between real danger, like being in the street with a car coming, and just imagined danger, like when we get in a situation where we don't know the answer and we get a little bit nervous. Sometimes our amygdala thinks that that is a life or death situation, and that is where things can get tricky. So that's why we practice being mindful, because when we're mindful, we get into our prefrontal cortex. We ask ourselves, are we really in danger here? And if not, we use our strategies to move into our thinking brain. So we've also practiced mindful listening. We talked about how your brain is constantly receiving different signals, and it has to decide what's an important signal, an important sound to listen to, and what we need to tune out so that we can focus on what we're doing. Okay, before we get started on today's lesson, let's go ahead and do our core practice. Remember, sit up straight so your lungs can fully expand. Rest your hands in your lap comfortably, but make sure they're still, and either close your eyes or find a point on the floor to focus on. As you listen to the chime, listen as long as you can, and then just focus on your breath. And if you get distracted when you notice that you're thinking about something else, just go back and focus on your breath. And just practice doing that until you hear the chime again. Today, we're going to practice mindful seeing. I want you to look around your room, look around wherever you are right now, and I want you to focus on something soft. And if you have something that you can write on, go ahead and write down what you found. Without touching, just using your eyes, go ahead and find something soft. Now, I want you to go ahead and find something tiny. And if you want to write that down, go ahead. Look around where you are and find something tiny. Okay, so how did you know that the things that you found were soft and tiny? How did you know that something was soft without touching it? Guess what? You used your hippocampus. You used your memories, your stored memories, for times that you had touched something. And that is part of your higher brain. You were not using your amygdala. You were being mindful. So good job. Today we're going to practice watching and learning with our eyes. You ready? Today we are going to practice mindful seeing, and we're going to use water. We're going to investigate. A scientist often uses mindful seeing because a scientist must observe what's going on and use their thinking part of the brain to learn what's happening. So here's our water. Let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do, okay, so we have clear water here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some blue coloring, and I want you to look carefully at what's happening. Can you see that stream of blue in there? Did this automatically turn blue all the way, or did it go a little bit at a time? What happened? And what happens if I stir it? Oh, do you notice those chunks of blue down at the bottom? All of this is mindful seeing, and that is being a scientist. You are using your eyes to gain knowledge about the world. So what do you think will happen to this blue water if I add another color to it? What if I add red to it? Go ahead and make a prediction in your mind. What do you think will happen to this water? Will it stay blue? Will it turn red? What will happen? Let's see. I want you to mindfully notice what happens. Do you see the streams of red in there mixing in? It's almost like tiny little rivers going through there. Let's see. Ooh. And what happens if I stir it? Whoa, look at that. That's pretty cool. It totally changed colors. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but this water went from blue to purple. As we watched mindfully with our eyes, we saw that it didn't immediately change colors, but the dye kind of snaked through the water, and then when I stirred it and mixed it all together, it completely became a new color. So that's pretty cool, right? So what can we do with this information? What can we do with the knowledge that when we mix red and blue, we get purple? How could we use that to problem solve? Let's say we didn't have any purple paint. What could we do? You're right. We could mix red and blue and make purple paint. Okay, so we've done mindful listening when we listen to all the sounds around us without our eyes, and now we've practiced mindful seeing. Which one was easier for you? And why? Why was it easier for you? Go ahead and use your prefrontal cortex, your wise old owl, and answer for yourself which one was easier and why. Okay, so I want you to think about today, your assignment is to think about how you could use mindful seeing to help you in your everyday life. How would seeing things mindfully help you to problem solve? That's what I want you to write about today. So go ahead and take out your journals and write down, what can mindful seeing help me accomplish in my life? All right, until next time, I hope you guys lead your best life, find your bliss, and don't forget to pay it forward.